out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Huh? How y'all doing?
Good.
The FOH Podcast is back and we live. We got a gang of shit to talk about today. You know, we got a tradition on the show if you're not used to it. It's basically the title of the show. Just let everybody come on up in here and throw a motherfucker up out of here. But, you know, we can get to that. I got a whole lot of news that I want to get into all around the world. What y'all think?
Let's do it. Wicked Wednesday. Let's go.
Oh, on Wicked Wednesday, it gets very wicked. So before we get into the wickedness, you know, of course, everybody know Bobby Shmurda is out of prison. He's a free man.
Oh,
a year earlier.
Well, free, but technically not free.
Yeah.
America.
America.
He's on federal probation until 26.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't never really out. But, you know, he's free to continue his career, go and record records, albums, tour, you know, do different shit. Probably got stipulations.
Yeah. But the song Hot Ninja, well, you know, is actually certified 5-time platinum.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You know,
Quavo picked him up at the airport in style. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I like that the young brethren is looking out for each other, hanging out together, and putting each other up.
That's it. Keep it positive.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's heavy. Doubt. I love it. I love to see it. What up, Jack? Hollywood in the building.
What's up, Hollywood?
Yes, it is Wicked Wednesday. So, shit, I don't want to go start with tragedy. So let's get into this, right? World news. Oh, shit. In the world, there are parallels. You know what I'm saying? But the shit get crazier sometimes in different places. So I don't know if y'all heard, but before I tell y'all, we got to go into the unknown. It's into the unknown because don't nobody that we know live up over there. So that's where we all going tonight, right? So the military riot police, they were sent into hell on earth this week to deal with multiple prisons simultaneously having riots. You know, talk about prison riots over here. No, it's not the same. Not the same. Okay.
Oh, no.
This ain't the first time we've seen something like this, but ultimately it started Tuesday. Battle for control of the jails. A gang leader was killed in December, and this is all spawning from that. Okay, I don't know if you can imagine what prisons are already pretty treacherous. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're talking about one that's already damn near kind of out of control, you know, the prisoners usually run the prison anyway, but I'm talking about completely, you know, how it go. But 80, I think the number is way higher, honestly. Let's look at a little footage. How about that? Let's do that. So. Say what's up to Rosalind J in the building, y'all. Say hello, people. Baby D in the building.
D, what it do?
Yes. Shout out if you're watching the show in the chat. We love to see you. You know what I'm saying? But let's play a little footage so I can show y'all what's been going down in these prison riots in Ecuador. Of course, I can't play, and I don't want to. If I could, you know, the rotten.com type footage of dismemberment and all that kind of shit. But
This
is the riot police when they first entered the prison.
Dame otra. Toma. Abre escudo. ¡Al piso! Todo el mundo al piso.
Okay, so that's just a little piece. Getting, here's from the outside, because it's a nightmare in 100 different ways. Paperwork, people, families outside, and thousands, want to know about their loved ones. They had said they have been calling from the prison days before this shit happened. Okay, everybody knew it. This was coming. These events had already began to roll out. Okay. This.
Esos más están cagaditos arriba.
Yeah, I know they're gonna block this video on YouTube. Goodness gracious, nothing happened. I checked it. I made sure. I just want to give you a kind of an idea of what's going on over here in the prison, right? The situation has since been reported that it's under control. I don't know. We don't know.
They can say anything.
Yeah. This is one of those countries, you know what I'm saying? It's a monarchy. They got to control the media and flow of information. Okay. Prison is already the pit's vision of man. Hate to imagine that it gets to this level, especially in these countries where, thousands of people are wondering if their brothers and sisters, husbands, are outside, and inside just dealing with, especially over there. Now, you don't see it over here, okay? But over there is footage, it's footage going around from inside.
Right.
And it's a slaughterhouse, okay? It's been popping like this all around the world. We had just recently talked about the artist Pablo, right? Barcelona, I believe that was, in a previous episode. They arrested him. Protests broke out, riots. They clashed with the riot police over there. It's crazy, y'all. So they say the prison is supposed to house 27,000 inmates at capacity.
Ooh.
But there are 40,000 inmates.
No, I figured it was overpopulated.
There are 40,000 inmates. I do not understand why they continue to put people inside of a prison that they do not have control over. It's already lost. It's already gone. It's been gone before the riots. Yet, you still got to put people up in there. It's crazy. What y'all think about this?
Crazy part is, they do just like us sometimes and just throw people in there for no freaking reason. You know what I'm saying? And then you're waiting there in prison to your time in court. And then with all the bullshit that's going on, you got more time than you even expected. So it's just some bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever even get your court date.
Right. So, I mean, that's going on here too, but not to that. I'm pretty sure not to that extent over there. But
right.
It's just these times are really just crazy right now. I mean, we can't even explain it.
DJ Inch High, this we talking about is popping completely off the chain at one prison. And simultaneously, because of what's happening, and everybody is connected, whether they're in prison or not. It start popping at a third prison. I mean, a second prison, and then a third prison, and then a fourth prison. All simultaneously. The government trying to deal with it. They say they got it under control. I doubt it.
How you gonna control some shit like that, though? simultaneously. There's just no fucking way. You have to kill everybody.
Yeah, that's the reason I have other footage. Y'all can go and look at it after the show. But seems like that's why I said in the beginning. It's going to be a lot more than, I think it's a lot more than 80 people. These are human beings. Everybody in prison is not some Manson. You know, even Manson ain't kill nobody. Correctly, you know. He didn't get no blood on his hands. But, you know, it's a complicated thing, and it's unfortunate, like DJ Inchai said, that they, you know, a lot of people probably don't even belong in there. Some of them belong in there for a week, do their time, and they don't even get the court date. It's fucked up. That's all I can say. On another note.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Here comes Firewater Friday.
Yeah.
I hope y'all ready.
I'm going to get my bottle tomorrow.
Say what?
You're going to get my bottle tomorrow.
Okay. Then we will simultaneously from 3 locations pop some Snoop Dogg. I call it Indoggo. Indoggo. Indigo, but you know it's Indoggo. Go in, Snoop. This one in particular is called it's a strawberry flavored gin. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I might pop it. I might just go ahead and pop it. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Baller.
But let's get into some trippy timeline. Now, before I go there, I do want to throw in a couple little things real quick. Of course, we have to see Bobby get off the plane. know a few people ain't seen that footage. That's him and Quavo, actually. That's him and Quavo stepping off of the plane. Yeah. What y'all think about that? Y'all happy?
I'm like, whatever. To be honest.
A couple people on my timeline, the reason why I was running that back for Trippy timeline is that they said some very interesting things. I might pull it up later in the show, but they said some very interesting things that you know, that sparked my interest about Bobby Shmurda and how he ended up in that situation. We all know that he ended up taking the 7 to give his homie less time, even though he could have been out a lot sooner, and he took more time. Either way, it goes right back to the Tekashi 6ix9ine episode we were talking about. But it's interesting. I guess every situation is different as well. But, you know, they are unique situations. But other news in Ecuador. Ecuador.
Woo, we went far.
Teléfono, ya está mi teléfono. Echa tu mano, vete a su mano. Echa tu mano, a cualquiera lo le meto mano. Llama a la policía. Sí, saca la capa, saca la capa. Llama a la policía, llama a la policía.
Oh, crazy. He ran up
wow. Ran up on the cameraman.
Goodness.
That is crazy.
Everywhere got a lot of commonalities. I thought this was very common. I just come across this footage while I was looking up footage about what was going on in Ecuador with the prison riots and everything. And I just thought it was kind of, I saw like, you know, girls twerking and doing all the stuff that you see here in America. Look like they Burger King got marshals in it. Yeah, dude with the suit on. What he do? He security?
Right. I don't know who that was. Dude playing ring around the pole and shit. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Hey, he knew it. If homeboy grabbed him, it was over. He knew it.
Right.
He ran right in front of his girl too. No chance. I thought that's funny. You caught that. That's the reason why I downloaded that shit.
You're like, oh no, nope, not me.
Baby D said, "What the fuck is going on? Did y'all mute Big Luck Mike? So is quiet tonight. His mic is not muted.
Not at all.
You know, it's Wicked Wednesday. You know, Big Luck might be in a wicked mood. I'll be in a wicked mood sometime, or he might just be chilling. We'll have to ask him later." Hollywood said at least he had his mask on. Damn.
There it is.
I just thought that was very similar.
That's hilarious.
Because we see those kind of videos all the time in America. So there you go. If you ever go to Ecuador, you might see some shit that you see all the time. Ecuador has very nice things as well. I'm definitely not trying to paint a bad picture of Ecuador. It just so happens that I was looking for something that is very bad happening in Ecuador, and other bad shit came along with it. You know, they recommend bad shit when you're looking for bad shit.
There you go. That was kind of funny though.
Ecuador is a wonderful, wonderful place.
That shit was funny.
Government, we don't comment on governments because governments are usually the same no matter where you go. You know, not for you. You know. Might do some cool shit every now and then. But I thought it was peculiar also that Pablo, the artist that was arrested, we talking about world news a little bit. The artist that was arrested in Barcelona, right? He was arrested. I looked it up to make sure what the details were, because when we talked about it before, there were no details. He was arrested. Protest started.
Right.
You know, and this is a monarchy. And so they don't, like I said, they don't just give you the news straightforward like that. And, you know, more so a need to know basis.
All right.
Right. So they claim that he was arrested for his lyrics. We talked about that here.
Yeah.
He said probably some shit he said in his rap. Right. Because it was all about freedom and liberties, civil liberties. So his lyrics and tweets, they said, which the court said glorified terrorism by their standards and insulting the royal family and police. I can imagine exactly what that song sounded like.
Fuck the police.
The royal family and the police. Yeah, we got them songs. See, right. We got a lot of time with Barcelona too. And speaking of fuck the police, DJ Inch High, 30 years ago, NWA was arrested in Detroit, I think it was,
for performing that song.
For performing "Fuck the Police." Ain't that something?
Yep.
Something else we got in common with Barcelona. Ain't that some shit?
Well, I have an issue with the police. There was a young kid walking home from his job at Walmart in the snow with just a t-shirt on, you know, trying to walk home. And the cops are following him, harassing him. And he's just telling the cops, like, look, just got off from work. I'm walking home. They're doing all this dumb shit. Like, well, let me give you a ride home. Or, are you cold? They're asking all this dumb shit. And the kid said, no, I'm not cold. I just want to go home. I had a long day at work. I worked the night shift, so I'm walking home. And this kid, you know, is a big kid, like my kid. And he was just, like I said, trying to get home. They racially profiled him. And they arrested this kid, who's actually an honor student on top of that, and threw him in jail for the night. And the suspect they was looking for was supposed to be a smaller, darker gentleman wearing shorts and a shirt. They racially profiled this kid,
of course,
and arrested this kid for no reason. I'm tired of this bullshit. This is some bullshit, you know. They talk about we need to treat these people a certain type of way, or these people don't feel safe, or you know what? Fuck that. We're the ones that don't feel safe. You know.
You damn right.
I mean, even for people who go to work, pay taxes, follow the rules, we still get harassed, beat up, shot, killed. And this happens all over the world. But we don't even try to fight the problems over here. It's kind of like people fight it for a second, throw a Band-Aid on the shit, and think it's cool until the shit happens again. And then when people riot, causes problems for the police or others, they say, oh, well, you people are out of control. Well, I think you guys need to get some fucking control, train these people better, and figure some shit out. Because if I was a white man holding a gun at a cop, they would just tase me, put me in handcuffs, and they might not even do that. They might talk to me for 30 minutes and bring me fucking lunch. You know, this shit is fucking terrible. You're right.
You know,
prisons are overcrowded all around the world. You know, people are being arrested for no reason. The sentences are long. There's places in the world that actually has nice prisons and actually rehabilitate, you know, their people and put them back into society. Where this one does not. You get out of jail and you have to basically fight for your life to start over.
Yep.
And then when you can't, if you don't have the means and the know-how to start over, you will go back to jail or worse. You know, so
what was happening
the reason
with
why I am quiet tonight is on a serious note. I'm just tired of my peoples, black, brown, poor, just going through this shit. You know, it's getting real old, real fucking fast. And especially our youth, who is our future, who's trying to make it, is not even given a fair shake at life. Because some dumbass feel like because he's black or he's big, you know what I'm saying, or he's from a certain place, he's a fucking criminal. That's always not the fucking case.
Honestly, I don't even think that has ever been the case. I really don't. I think it's a cultural thing that you know. It is. You get your balls when you get your shield, and you're gonna go into the war zone, and you're gonna do what you always wanted to do.
Guess what? The average person who did that was probably a punk in high school. Their heart pumped Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? They got tired of being bullied, and instead of punching that person in the face, saying I'm tired of being bullied, they got a gun and a badge, and now they get to shoot people.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't nothing you can do about it, and that's the reason why people are moving to defund the police, replace it with some shit that's better. Yeah. I don't know why anybody would, outside of people who are unaffected by this shit, wouldn't want to replace it with something new. It's about time. Look. They are the night watch. It goes back to slavery. That's where they have roots. The origins of the entire policing is that. And so you can't. Like, how do you take this? Like taking a gun and turning it into something that makes water or some shit. It's like they don't go together. You have to completely remove that from the situation and create and start something new.
That's it.
You're working with the wrong.
There's a story, Prophet, that I never told you or anybody, and I kind of keep this to myself. But I used to manage apartment buildings out in Rialto, San Bernardino. And this building was fucked up. Even the roaches had criminal records. So, you know, I was doing like 13 evictions a month. Like, you know, whatever the fuck you was doing wrong, I was putting your ass out. So San Bernardino PD approached me and they tried to recruit me. They said, well, why don't you become an officer? And I was like, nah, no thank you. And they tried for 2 years to try to get me to be a police officer for San Bernardino. And I was like, no. You know, for one, I'm too big of a target. I'm already a target doing this shit. You know, because nobody over there liked me because I was putting their ass out. You know.
Baby D say you right.
Yeah. So at one point in time, I could have been a cop. But it's not in me. You know, I can't harass my peoples for no reason or throw them in cuffs or do anything of that nature because it wasn't right. I wouldn't have made it on that job. I wouldn't even made it on that job. I'd probably been killed by one of them for doing the right thing You see what I'm saying? But the point is they didn't stop trying until I actually moved from that apartment complex.
Mm.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just
I can imagine
the wrong thing.
I mean, these are the stories of people in America. You know, you get an entirely different perspective depending on who you're talking to.
Yep.
But this definitely is reality based. You know, just the way it's built. Time for some new shit. If y'all really with that shit that y'all talking about, and
Yeah, but guess what? People
the
are
place
with that shit for
of
about 5
liberties
minutes.
and the American dream. If it's supposed to be for everyone, then for everyone, everything should be. Disproportionately shouldn't even be a word that we use when we are talking about murder. You know,
look, people talk about the American dream. Let me tell you, the American dream is about far-fetched as me saying on the air that I am an innocent person who has never done anything wrong in his life. I am pure and driven.
well, the American dream was never meant to be right. You know,
That's
fair.
the point.
An
Exactly.
opportunity.
And how most people achieve the American dream? Through criminal acts. I'm sorry.
The way that it was meant to be achieved.
And let's go through a history fact.
Right.
When they sent those ships over here to the new place that they thought was actually India, because those motherfuckers didn't know where the fuck they was going, they sent all their criminal thieves and murderers on those ships.
Yeah, we know.
You know what I'm saying?
We are aware of what America is. We are very aware.
This shit was funded off of criminals. These motherfuckers
didn't just fuck up yesterday, and we talking about it today.
Yeah, you should have defunded. You should have defunded those ships. You motherfuckers sit over here. You know what I'm saying? You know,
it's a fact.
But I mean, this is the plan.
It's the rhyme and reason. Living in America.
Yeah, but living all over the world at this point where you said that people emulate people in America. This is the worst place to emulate, honestly. You want to emulate gang banging, racism, twerking, you want to emulate all this bullshit that we do over here. And honestly, I would never want to emulate any of this shit. Who the fuck really truly want to gang bang? Who really want their daughter twerking? You know what I'm saying? Who really want to, have their pants hanging down to their ass and say nigga all day?
Man, honestly,
that is something.
I don't even think they're emulating. I think it's just the nature of human beings.
Exactly. So, I mean, who the fuck? Truly,
you build a Burger King on an island. Eventually, it's gonna be a motherfucker running around a table, getting chased by a bigger motherfucker. And somebody's
and that's the point.
It's like, it's
just and that's the point. Look, I remember when people were saying back in the day, "Oh, gangbanging is the worst shit ever," and these animals deserve to kill each other. Then the next thing I remember was it was in Little Rock. I was like, oh no. It was in all these states. Then I seen white boys and white girls saying blood and crip. There was Bloods and Crips. When I said, oh my God, now it's really getting bad. Then I remember when people from different places like Belize and, like you said, Ecuador and all these places started coming over here, gangbanging it, taking it back when they got deported, and gangbanging in their countries. You see what I'm saying?
They had gangs in their countries before we had gangs here. It's just
they did. They did, but now it seems like it enhanced. It enhanced. You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
And that's why I said that's why I speak on it for people with kids who don't want to see. I don't ever want to see my son doing that or my godchildren going through that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? or inches kids being adults going through that with their
It was here
kids.
10,000 years ago. It'll be here 10,000 years from now.
It will, and it takes people to break the chain and the cycle. To break the chain and the cycle, you know what I'm saying?
History is going to repeat
for
itself.
the next generation.
Yeah, I don't think you can break that chain. I think it's just nature. It's just nature. I don't know what word to use to describe that. Individuality has its pros and cons, and one of them is extremes. People aren't going to moderately be different. Some people are going to be extremely different. That means for those who are extraordinarily satisfied, you're going to have extremely unsatisfied people. And they're going to go looking for other unsatisfied people. They might even find someone that's satisfied and try to convince them that they're wrong and recruit them. And that's game. I mean, it's just nature.
Right. And then, to back up on what you were saying about the ladies twerking and all that other stuff, all that stuff is going to start in the house. If you let your kids see what you're doing or what's on TV like that, then of course they're going to emulate that. So you don't want your daughters or your nieces or granddaughters doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And
free yourself. You have to show them better. Some people never
Exactly.
get out of their neighborhoods. It's a fact.
It's a fact. But I was just looking at a video today. I forgot who it was. Who was saying? I think it was saying something about what's that chick's name who's real hot on the scene right now with everybody who's doing everybody, all the rappers and stuff. I think her name is Lori or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that something about
you talking about yeah, I call him Pimp Suit. Steve Harvey. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with him 24/7. You don't want your daughter going out having sex with every single guy and twerking on every single guy, and then whatever happens. She might even get raped. Not to say she's out there fucking everybody, but she might just go out there start twerking the wrong dude, and he go get the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta teach your kids. Well, I'm so glad my daughters never got into that shit.
Bad parenting is the single issue that has the world in the condition that it is in now.
Exactly.
Now there's a lot of reasons for bad parenting, and that's another story. But ultimately, what it comes down to is we wouldn't have any of the problems that we have if it weren't for bad parenting. Some people raise their kids this way, some people raise their kids that way, and we all clash.
Well, I mean, honestly, P, bad parenting, true. I grew up without my parents being in the picture, and I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But at one point in time, you have to wake the fuck up. And my son was my wake-up call. So when he was born, I told myself that he would never go through the shit that I go through or went through. I would die first before I let that boy go through that shit. So I make sure that I teach him morals and values, which I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn it from strangers and different people. And by the grace of God, I was, looked out for, which I shouldn't even be here right now. So I try to teach those morals and values in my kids so he don't make those mistakes.
Free Yourself says when parents are not around and there's bad influence or temptation, what then? Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, you have unsatisfied people who will seek out others who might be neutral.
Yeah,
and that's why there's leaders and followers. Love company, and there's nothing really you can do. You can't make decisions, what I'm saying,
go.
For someone else.
You're gonna make decisions for yourself. Yeah. But the whole thing, I mean, you got to have a foundation for one. If you don't have that foundation, then you never know what to do in a situation. But and on another note with that is, if you know right from wrong, let's go there. If you know right from wrong, yeah, I'm not saying you're not gonna make any mistakes, but if you know right from wrong, the basis, you know which way to go. You got to make the decision, so it's up to you to make the decision.
Very true. very true. Right from wrong can be very confusing for some people, though. Prerequisites, right and wrong have a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't have the prerequisites, so
There you go.
common sense ain't common, and that's why I say that's why we have
We talked about that.
prisons, full of people, and shit like that, because it's not the same for everyone. It really isn't.
No, I agree.
Also, you have just instances, emotional breakdowns, dealing with stress. Some people they got everything together, but that one thing, hey, don't let nobody get in your head. People say shit about you, don't even trip. Everybody don't have that. And so they got everything else, intelligent, brilliant, career, definite chief aim achieved, and all of these things. Astronaut. Remember the astronaut wife? The real life came down from space, drove 100-something miles, committed a crime, an astronaut.
Right.
So, obviously she was missing the part that says, if he don't treat you right, fuck it. Move on. Don't sacrifice yourself. Let me hit the chat. Free Yourself says, my friend kept her son in sports school activities. I mean, she was on it. Where is he now? Doing 25 to life. He cried and said she did her best, and still he fell in with the wrong crowd. Happens.
That does happen.
Happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's a sad
And
story.
I remember, I'm truly, feel sorry for that individual that had to go through that. And I remember, when I told you that story with my son, going through puberty, feeling himself, and I had to choke him out, because he tried me, and I told him, I said, you know what, son, I love you. And I say this on there. I said, I kill you before I let the streets take you. I deal with jail and God later, because I refuse to let you go down that path. So I understand.
Yeah, that same country that will lock up a man for selling drugs to feed their family is the same country that grow it and produce it. And so what do you think they're going to do with their money?
Exactly. Real talk.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for what Free Yourself said. Like I said earlier, it's all about the choices you make. The road divides in different aspects. You gotta choose one.
Yeah, it's deep out here. Look,
It's very deep.
I got a family member. He had a scholarship to go because he wanted to be a veterinarian. And I remember he got this scholarship through the Martin Luther King Foundation, where he can go to any school in the United States to become a veterinarian. I was like, oh man, that's dope. He decided he wanted to throw all that shit away and become a professional gang member. Professional.
What?
Yeah, he's like the most professional gang member on the planet. Like, nobody bangs harder than this dude, But he basically, and he was good with his hands and did everything. So, I mean, I love my family member to death. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of options and a lot of choices, and he just threw it away because he felt like he wanted to be down. Of course,
Always target.
I've been in those situations where, I hustled on the streets at some of the worst parts, and from Turk and Taylor and Frisco to, DeVille and Oakland to downtown LA. I've just been fortunate enough and blessed enough not to be caught up in any major bullshit that's going to get me thrown up.
Free Yourself says they try and stop parents from disciplining their children, but will shoot them in the back for nothing.
Exactly. But guess what? I will fire on my kid. Fire. With all this, I will fire on that boy. Because guess what? Sometimes an ass whooping goes a long way.
Spike Lee made a dope ass movie about that. It's just nothing you can do. Things happen. Strange. You ever study like hell for a test sit in front of the test and completely forget every fucking thing that you studied.
Yep. No, I've done it. Yep, I've done it a million
Imagine
times.
when a police officer has their gun in your face.
You forget everything.
Some people,
and you have to be
might
careful
do
with what you say.
exactly the thing that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Philando Castile and countless others have awakened in the backseat of their car, just woke up, lights all in your face like a fucking UFO is outside, and 50 police officers empty their entire clips into I believe she was 18-year-old girl here in Compton, I believe it was.
16 shots, huh?
16 times 30.
And that's fucking crazy. And that's fucking crazy.
They call it contagious fire. From when one officer fires his gun, everybody else fires their guns. Like I said from the beginning.
And that makes no sense.
What do you expect from the night watch?
I'm gonna say the black people, not even the black man, the black people, the dark people, from blacks to Latinos, whatever skin color you are, if it's a dark complected skin, you're definitely an endangered species.
That's a fact for yourself.
That's a real fact.
Yeah, the governor. He didn't have no mercy.
Yeah, none. And which is funny when you free yourself said that, because the governor and Tookie used to be workout buddies. Most people didn't even know they used to be workout buddies.
Let's talk a little bit about people in power real quick, since we on this tip.
No doubt.
And I'm gonna throw a double flag on the play, because I threw a flag on the play the last time we talked about this, but I have an update. Now, this particular story, I consider breaking it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was on a small blog at one point before it blew up, and all the other media picked the shit up. But Attorney General in South Dakota, we had an episode about it, I believe, in our first season. This is season 5, episode 1, by the way, y'all.
I remember that scumbag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say scumbag.
For those who are tuning in, we are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we talked about this Attorney General in South Dakota who, did some serious shit that I did not think he could possibly get out of. But that night that he did this shit, he definitely tried. So for the recap, the man ran over Joe Bover. Okay, at damn near 70 miles per hour off the side of the highway. There were tracks in the fucking grass. Okay, Joe Bover, I stated in the previous live that he was carrying a flashlight. Turns out he was actually carrying a road torch.
What?
Which was still lit the next day when investigators showed up. Okay.
Wow.
This motherfucker here.
Right? So y'all remember what made this story such a sad story, and even more so inquiring was that fucking Ravensburg, even though his name looks like fucking Ravensbog, called 911. And he said, hey, it's me, the Attorney General. Who the fuck does that, right? Trying to get himself out of some shit, quite possibly, is what people might say. He then went on to say that he'd hit something. Okay, he's on the phone, 911, driving up the highway, talking about thinks he hit something. He didn't even attempt to name some shit that it might have been, is what people might find interesting, right? Like an animal, or rodent, a fucking mattress. It could have been. He didn't say anything. He said, I don't know what it was. The operator asked, what do you think it was? He didn't attempt. He just said, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So he chose to keep on driving. He returned the following day to see what he may have hit. Okay. Would you go back to see what you might have hit if you didn't think it was a person? No. What would you, what, you know?
You should have stopped in the first damn place.
Right. what would make you go back the following day? Okay, on that highway, on the way back, he says he was on his way back and pull over to see what it was that you hit last night.
Idiot.
Look, it's privilege and power, like you said. I mean, motherfuckers get away with shit like this every day. It's kind of like the kid in Texas who ran over all those people, but the lawyer argued, since he's so wealthy, he wasn't taught.
Oh, Nathaniel said, I'm pretty sure a lady was shot and killed on that day, by the way.
That's my son.
Oh, for sure. What's up? DJ Inch High's son in the building.
No doubt. Look.
When he called 911, he knew he hit someone. Exactly. That's exactly what I was getting to. So Joe Bover's family said fucking Roundsburg is a coward. So here's the update, right? The Attorney General's attorney says that his client now thinks that it was a deer. He now thinks he thought that it was a deer. I heard the 911 call. How you gonna go back and say, yeah, I thought it was a deer when we heard we asked you what you thought it was, and you said you didn't know.
You didn't know.
Now you think you thought it was a deer, is what the attorney says. Okay. After refusing to speculate before. So someone might say he was trying to cover his ass by being incredibly fucking vague in his assessments, right? So he's only facing months of jail time for 3 misdemeanors. Sounds like what someone might call bullshit out there. He has resisted calls from the governor of South Dakota to resign from his position. People might rally and begin to outcry injustice in the state. I do not know. People may feel his position of power may be making Joe's death inconsequential or insignificant even. But we'll have to see what South Dakota feels about that shit. Baby D says straight guilt. Monk says sounds like someone who really does not want to take responsibility.
No.
And Free Yourself says hit and run. Period.
No doubt. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that motherfucker get the balls and a flag on the play.
Fuck out of here.
So we're gonna get to some more trippy timeline. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Fry's Electronics going out of business. They have followed in the tradition of fucking Circuit City, good guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's my store, man. That's my store. That's my store. Come on.
Look, let me tell you something. Fry's is the only store that I knew that sold electronics, bootleg electronics, and porn. Like you can't beat a store like that. I'm sorry. Like, you know, whoever the fuck thought they should put porn in an electronics store, that motherfucker was thinking about money. He said you can buy a DVD player and some dope videos. But anyway,
and it's family owned.
And it was family owned. But I honestly, on a serious note, Fry's was one of the places where if you needed something for cheap or something for expensive to fix something, they pretty much had all of there. And it was everything from refurbished to brand new.
Yeah, everything.
You know, Fry's was one of those stores where I remember me and Prophet went there on plenty of days just to grab some shit because, you know, that was the only place they had it. You know, so it's a shame that place is closing down. Yeah, Fry's is definitely the spot. You know,
it was actually a family-owned business.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying.
And they ran in the game of a lot of big wigs and was, you know, the last one standing. Yeah. You know, so what the hell now? I'm gonna get my computer parts and my part. Like, where I'm gonna get it from? I don't know.
Well, you know,
anyway,
everything is different now. So, you know, it is what it is. They were in business for 40 years.
Down, exactly. Huh? With everything shutting down, honestly, and people having a hard time getting stuff, I'm gonna hate to say it, third world country.
Fry's in Orange County was modeled to look like an alien attack. Classic landmark. Same in Burbank. Yep. Same in Burbank. They had 31 stores across the entire United States. I think it was like 9 states. They had stores. So, you know, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
They said, you know, the COVID-19 pandemic and internet shopping did the job.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's crazy. Yeah.
All the good stores going out of business.
Yes, indeed, they are. They really are.
Baby D ain't never heard of this place. I was going to say that, too, that I'm pretty sure they don't have a Fry's where you live. So you probably didn't know what the hell we was talking about. I thought about it. Rosalind says, wow.
I'm with you, Rosalind. Man, that was my store for real.
Yeah, no doubt.
So the pandemic is weighing heavy on a lot of old classics.
Yeah.
I think Sizzler.
Yeah, pandemic is fucking, you know, as
I ain't trying to jinx him or nothing, but I just feel like Sizzler been around. I used to go there when I was a kid.
Hey, don't curse Sizzler, not playing.
Yeah, you know.
like the late Bernie Mac said, somebody always fucking up the church's money, and the pandemic is fucking up the church's money.
You know,
I mean, go ahead, DJ.
Go ahead, say what you got.
I was just gonna say that out of all the Sizzlers that I can think of, because the only businesses like restaurants that are really dealing with the pandemic are the ones, at least in California, are the ones that have a place where you can eat outside. And Sizzlers don't usually. It's just a building in a parking lot.
That's it.
Nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So.
Ooh-wee. You know, speaking about money, you heard about the baby, right, getting sued.
Yes. Speak on it.
Man, this dude getting sued by owner of an Airbnb because he had some guests in at the Airbnb, of course, but he was supposed to only have 12 guests. This dude had 40.
Damn.
But of course.
Damn.
And then go try to hide, block the cameras from not seeing what was going on. And left thousands of dollars damage to the Airbnb.
Woo!
Well,
how the fuck?
Why? Yeah. Because my famous quote is, that dude is about as smart as a sandwich. He about as bright as the color black.
Here we go.
As my father would say, son, I ain't shit smarter than you.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Why do people who get new acquired money act stupid? I don't know. I choose not to understand it. I choose not to even ask the question. I just know that when the people get money who've never had it, their brain turns into pure concentrated bullshit. You will never find the gold nugget. You'll never find a spark of brain cell. And if you get sued, if you tell a motherfucker I'm only gonna have 12 people in there and you have 40 in there, you deserve to be sued.
Right.
So to all
Exactly.
those people out there, for all those people out there who have, the IQ of -1, the IQ of -1, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, and when you go broke because there's no touring, your record sales really don't count because your shit is being streamed. Good luck with that, and let me know how that turned out for you.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, that's Luck's input on that. More trippy timeline, y'all. Goodness gracious. Oh,
Say that again.
looks like we're a little close to the end. But before we get there, I did want to, I know this was big in the news. Tiger Woods, if you guys didn't know, he had to use the jaws of life
Yes.
to cut him out of the car. They had to use an axe and a lot of other tools. The accident was really bad. It looked like his SUV rolled down a small hillside of a mountain or something like that. Yeah, it looked crazy.
It
It
do.
looked crazy.
My thing, I wish him the best in a quick recovery and all, but my dude, you was speeding down that highway.
Mhm.
I mean, you had to be, and from the looks of the video, you were, along with a car that was right behind you too. But whew, he's very blessed to be alive right now.
Yeah, he was pulled out of the windshield.
And like I say,
responders.
look, just like I said, money is the key to stupidity, especially if that person's never had it. Now, Tiger Woods, from my understanding, is a billionaire, right? So having billions of dollars make you invincible? I mean, does that really work? Does that work for you?
I remember. I think it comes down to the idea that people might feel like money makes your life better and shit. And I know the statement seems like A plus B equals C, but it's not. And so when you look at Tiger Woods, you're like, well, shit, you got billions of dollars. Why are you making mistakes? You ain't a human no more. You're a fucking robot with a gang of money. You can do whatever you want. But somehow, here you is with the police doing you like how they do me, telling you to say your alphabet backwards and shit, stumbling over the line. Y'all remember that video?
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but Mr. Tiger Woods
on the side of the road, failing the damn exam because he's a human being. It don't matter how much money you got.
That really does.
You actually are gonna be way worse with money than you are without, as far as behavior is concerned, because you're not used to it. I mean, who the fuck can get used to being a billionaire? That ain't some shit you get used to. It's like playing a video game on God mode. You fucked up the game. You fucked it up. You ruined most of the shit that makes it interesting and enjoyable. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Let me hit this chat. Oh, Baby D said, yeah, we had one. Okay. Because Hollywood said, do you have a Walmart at least? Baby D.
I think everybody has a Walmart.
The update on Tiger. The update on Tiger is that he's in
recovery, I believe.
His condition
is stable.
But his injuries are bad.
Yeah.
He broke his leg in 3 places.
They had to put a rod in.
Some internal bleeding.
I don't think he'd be golfing anymore. Not professionally.
Well.
Yeah, that's real. I was talking to Free Yourself. Having is not better, just a little easier. I think it would be. We did an entire episode on this.
We did.
But just my quick opinion, I would say, whatever problem you got, if you can solve it with money, you're going to get another one in its place that you have not been dealing with for 25 years of your life, 35 years or 45 years of your life. You're going to get a new one. And it's going to be like, for instance, your enemies in your neighborhood, maybe you might get physical, maybe you don't. Maybe turn into a bunch of yelling and shit. Maybe they damage your car, you damage their car. Or maybe you just don't want to live in that neighborhood and it stresses you because you can't afford to move out. Those are your problems. Yeah. Rich,
well,
totally different. Way different if you got enemy problems. They're a different kind of enemy.
Well,
you ain't never dealt with that.
You're
enemy.
right. You're right.
The media.
Remember the young lady who won the $188 million in the Powerball? Actually, I think she's from North Carolina or South Carolina. She bailed her boyfriend out, and she spent about a total of $20 million bailing him out of prison. He goes back to prison like a dumbass. She starts seeing somebody else. He's suing her. The father of her child. They have a child together. He is suing her right now for basically breaking up with him. Mm-hmm. Claims that she gave away his possession, which she bought. You know. So, money does cause problems, especially when people know you have it. You know, I remember
most of the people that won the lottery have these nightmarish tales. Yes.
Yeah. But even Dr. Dre said, you know, and I quote, as hard as you work for your money, there's 3 to 4 people working harder to take it from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, which is a true statement. You know,
and it might be better for you to not have shit of interest of others. You know, some people find their peace in just not having shit that interests other people. And so, you know, they can live their life in peace. Peace is something like health. It's one of those things you don't really think about until something has, encroached upon it. You know what I'm saying? Peace and health. Those two things, when it comes to being wealthy, they get a little different. They get a little finicky and they're not as stable. Because money, you've been using it to solve your problems. You can't solve those kinds of problems as far as health with money. I guess money could put you ahead of the line. It's legal though, you know. Help people could do the same shit, you know. If you do some criminal shit, it don't matter how much money you got.
Exactly.
But it works a million different ways, y'all. I just wanted to throw that out there because I always remember comedians saying that shit too. Don't wake up every day. I forget who said it. I think it was Martin Lawrence. Don't wake up every day, y'all, wishing you was rich. It's not what you think, you know, shit like that. You just don't know until you got it. It's one of those things. But like I said, it's very reminiscent of playing a video game with hacks and cheats and shit. It ruins the game. It's not as fun.
There it is.
Now, if you earn God mode, I guess it's different. But that's just me.
He went there, God mode.
One time, we was all playing Candy Crush, right? Yeah. I hacked it. I said, "Fuck it." I hacked Candy Crush.
You hacked Candy Crush. You admit it on the air.
I admit that shit on the air. I admit it. You know, and you know what? After that day, I never played the game again. It wasn't even fun. It was no longer anything whatsoever that made me want to ever play that game. I ruined it for myself completely. And everybody I knew, we was all playing it together. I beat everybody's scores, and then the game was ruined. That was it.
Yeah, you gonna get hit.
I know.
Everybody gonna be like, "How did you do it? How did you do it?"
And I'm gonna tell them the same thing I tell everybody. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's gonna ruin, especially if you like it. It's gonna ruin it for you. I promise you. You know. Plus, I wouldn't tell you how to do it because it's illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, thank y'all for watching.
No doubt.
Peace out.
Free Yourself did say, so a lawyer pretty much won the lotto. Money might make you feel better, but it don't make you better. A poor hole probably will be a rich. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
A-hole.
A-hole.
Right.
You're right. You're definitely right.
All
That's
right,
some real
it's good
shit.
having you. It's good having all of y'all, man. And it's about that time. Who want to stay it?
All right, son.
Make sure if you watch the show and you enjoy the show, hit the subscribe bell so you get the notification as well. Our subscribers are going up, so we happy about that. It's a celebration.
No doubt.
There it is.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. But, love you.
Yeah, you don't have to go home. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here.